Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a get ready with me. I'm going to be using a bunch of my Dior favorite makeup, as well as I picked up some new lipsticks. These are just new to me. These are the Dior Addict. They are the Stellar Shine lipsticks, and I had a subscriber who had told me that I need to try these if I love the Chanel Rouge Cocoa Flashes, that I've got to give the Dior Stellar Shines a try. So we're going to have a little fun playing with a couple new lipsticks from Dior. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this look using all Dior makeup today, then let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be playing with Dior makeup today. I had gotten a request to share some of my favorites from this brand, and I've got some tried and true as well as a few doobies. So tried and true, I don't know how many of these I have gone through, but I absolutely love Dior Lip Maximizers. I have these in several colors, and this is what I use to sort of prep my lips before makeup every day. So it does have a little bit of a lip plumper in it, and I believe this one is in beige, and I have apricot, pink, berry. These are just kind of my go-to lip glosses. I actually just kind of use them to prep my lips. So I will start every day before putting makeup on. I will use this lip maximizer, and this one is in beige. And I will just kind of let that do its work. It'll give a slight plumping to the lips. It will kind of fill in the lines. Super comfortable, and I just really like them. They are not too tingly, by the way, so it's not something that's gonna burn your lips or anything like that. It'll just have sort of a slight kind of plumping effect. So the lip maximizers are my number one. Definitely recommend, and have used these for years and love all the different colors. Okay, for foundation, this was a little bit harder because I realize I actually do have a lot of Dior foundations, but the one that I reach for the most, and especially right now during these kind of hot summer months, this is from the Capture line, and this is the Dream Skin Cushion. So you guys, this is just going to give you a super easy glowy kind of finish, and it's super easy to use. This does have an SPF of 50 in it. This does contain chemical and physical sunscreen. So if you are sensitive to chemical sunscreen, then this might be a pass for you. And again, you guys, I already have prepped my skin care and used an SPF 50. I use that every single day. I do not depend on my makeup for SPF. I just call it a bonus, especially during the summer months here when it is sunny. Today it's supposed to be 97. That is very hot for Portland, Oregon. So I do actually like to use a foundation with a little extra SPF on those days when I cannot necessarily avoid the sun. So the way I actually like to put this on is I like to actually push my fingers into the product. These cushions do come with a refill in it, but I will tell you, a little goes a long way. So I will just take a little bit of the product, and I'm in the shade B20. So I'll just kind of put a little product on with my fingertip, or I will take my Dior, this is the Backstage buffing brush, and I'll stick it directly in my cushion, and then I will use this to buff it into my skin. Okay guys, here is the finish of that Dior Dream Skin cushion, and as you can see, I'm hoping it's going to give you a little bit of glow. It is going to give you a kind of medium, light to medium coverage. It's definitely going to kind of blur any kind of imperfections, but it's gonna leave your skin very glowy. And the reason I picked out this foundation today was because I tend to get the most compliments on my skin when I'm wearing this Dream Skin, and because it is super easy to use and because it has an SPF of 50. Now it's occurring to me I could probably do a little video on my Dior foundations. I don't have every single one of them, but I definitely have several. So you guys let me know if you would like a video like that, just kind of going through the rundown of their foundations. I'm happy to do that for you. Then I'm going to use the concealer and the Dior Forever Skin Correct, and I have this in the shade 2N, and as I've mentioned many times before, I love to just use this as foundation, and so the color that I have is in 2N. That's going to match my skin tone a little bit more. So if you are wanting to lighten up underneath the eyes, then I would definitely recommend going maybe half a shade lighter, but this tends to work for me. But this looks fantastic on your skin as a foundation or quick and easy makeup. It is really just a beautiful kind of concealer that meshes so well into the skin. So I really like this one for underneath my eyes as well as all over my skin. So I'm just using my ring finger, you guys, and I am just gonna kind of give myself a little bit of pat underneath my eyes. And I'm using whatever's left on my finger and kind of patting it on my lids, kind of as a base for my eyeshadow, kind of canceling out that redness. Okay, we've got our complexion products on, and then I am going to be using the Dior Backstage. This, I always say this wrong. I believe this is the powder no powder. I like to say no powder powder, but you get the point. This is a beautiful powder here that's going to kind of give you a little bit of mattifying where you need it, but it also has a little bit of a glowy element to it, so it's going to give you that kind of lit from within. So I really enjoy this Dior powder. I'm just going to go ahead and set the powder here. Okay, moving on to eyes. I pulled out one of my personal favorite little QUINTs, and this is Nude Dress. So this may not look like the most exciting QUINT in the pan, and Nude Dress is exactly that. It is going to be your perfect everyday eye QUINT, so easy to use, and this is kind of what I will pull out, like when in doubt, what I want to wear in my eyes. I just want an easy everyday eye. I will either pick out Nude Dress, that's going to be a little bit more warm, or Soft Cashmere, which is a little bit more of a cool toned palette. So we're going to use Nude Dress today, and I am going to start by just putting this really soft, pretty peach, kind of washing that over the eye. I'm using a big fluffy brush here, and okay, we've got a little wash of that soft peach just kind of as the base. And then I like to go into this deeper little pretty brown here. It's just like this, definitely rich. I take just a teeny bit of that, and I like to run a little bit of that into the outer V, into my crease area. So I will start here with a light hand, and we'll create a little depth in that crease area. So if I was taking my brush and I was looking straight there, I Just gonna take that and create that warmth and depth. And I'm going to take the other side. I'm using my Chanel, this is the Blender Shader Brush, and I'm going to go with the flatter edged one. I'm still going to use this dark kind of brown here, and I'm going to come and run that underneath the lash line as well as near the upper lash line. Then I'm going to go into this beautiful shade here. It's like this beautiful kind of taupe. And I'm going to put a little bit of that on my lid. That's going to add a little bit of shimmer to the eye. And then I come in with this ivory. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the brow bone. Just a little bit highlighting up there. And I'm just sort of highlighting that brow bone up there. And here's what I've created so far. And then I'm going to take a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to be using the Dior Forever bronzer. This is in shade 4. And I always like to take a little bit of my bronzer and add it into my eye look. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to just place that as well, kind of right in that crease area. Now, I don't actually have a Dior eyeliner. I haven't really picked any of those up. I tend to use my Chantecaille or my Chanel Estilo Use. Those are the two liners that I use the most. And with this look, I'm going to be using Chantecaille's today. And this is in Jasper. And I'm going to be using Jasper, which is just a really pretty kind of bronzy brown that I think will go perfect with this kind of eye look. So I will So next I'm going to go put on mascara, clean up my brows, and then we'll finish off the face. Okay guys, I have put on my eyeballs, eyeliner, a little bit of mascara, and cleaned up my brows with the Dior Styler. That's kind of a classic kind of eyebrow pencil from Dior. And now I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer on, and this is a fantastic kind of matte bronzer. This is in shade 4. And this is just a fantastic kind of matte bronzer that's going to give you a very natural look. This does remind me a little bit of my Bobbi Brown bronzers. That's how I first got into bronzer way back when. And it just has a really nice silky texture, easy to apply, but again kind of gives you a little bit more of a matte bronzer look versus like a shimmery one. So I've really been enjoying this Dior Forever bronzer, and of course the packaging is fantastic. It's like in a little quilted compact, and it's nice and thin, so really nice to travel with as well. Then for blush, I had to pull out my Dior. This is the Backstage Forever Rosy Glow Blush. I know I've talked about this a million times on my channel, you guys, but whenever I think about reaching for a Dior blush, This is the one that I pick out, so it looks a little bit kind of neon pink in the pan, but then as you will see on the skin, it just gives you the prettiest little rosy glow. And the reason I love this one is I literally think it gives everyone's complexion a little bit of a flush. It's not too much, but it just looks healthy, and it's almost as if it morphs on everybody's skin tone. So I love the way this blush looks on my daughter. We do not have the exact same skin tone, and it just looks really pretty and fresh on her as well. So I feel like it just has this kind of morphing quality to it that looks good on everyone. Now I am going to take a teeny bit of this, and I'm also going to put just a little bit of that into my eye look just to tie that together. Then for highlighter, I picked out the classic. This is again from the Dior Backstage. This is the Glow Face palette. This is a classic for a reason, you guys. Super multi-purpose, and you get all these different shades. So the way that I actually like to use this is I will just brush like this. So I'm getting a touch of all of the colors, and then I will apply that on the tops of my cheeks here. And here is the bronzer, the blush, and then a little touch of the highlighter here. Okay, for lips, I have two new lipsticks, and I purchased these because of Gypsy Snickerdoodle. I believe that's your handle. But you were telling me these are your ride and die lipsticks. I was only able to find one of the colors you recommended, but I ended up picking up two, and I thought we would do little lip swatch with these fabulous Dior Addict Stellar Shines. And these lipsticks are new to me. So she had gotten on when I was telling her that I love my Rouge Cocoa Flashes, and she's like, you have got to try the Dior, these Addict Stellar Shines, that they're going to be very similar in texture, and that Dior has fabulous colors. And I am a fan of Dior makeup, so I picked up two of them, and I picked it up in 439 Dior Moon. Let me show you this color, you guys. It just looked so pretty. It's a light peachy tone, and when I was looking online, it just looked like it was going to be a perfect kind of summer shade. Light, but gives your lips a little oomph. So we're going to start with this lighter shade, but then I did pick up her favorite color in 612 Sideral, which is a deep taupe. I'm going to start with this lighter tone first in Dior Moon. And this is the shade Dior Moon. And here's a swatch of Dior Moon. Such a pretty color. So this is not going to give you a ton of color, just a nice little wash on your lips. And these do feel like the Chanel Rouge Cocoa Flashes, kind of a hybrid kind of lipstick, very moisturizing, not too slick, but definitely kind of a light feel on the lips. So we've got this shade for kind of your everyday easy slap on color in a light peachy tone, and this would look fantastic with a more smoky, intense eye and a lighter lip. That would be a perfect color as well. Now the next color is going to look a little more bold, and this one is in Sideral. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it is described as a deep taupe. And I'll give you a swatch first. So as you can see, you guys, it looks like a kind of deep, kind of black honey. Do you remember that from Clinique? Kind of looks like that. And then when you put it on your hand, though, it's going to be that really pretty kind of deep berry mauve taupe color. And this is the shade SIDERAL, number 612, Ride and Die shade. Okay guys, I'm glad I finally tried these Dior Stellar Shine lipsticks. They are kind of similar to my favorite Rouge Cocoa Flash. I would say upon putting them on, they feel a bit thinner than the Rouge Cocoa Flash, so very thin layer. They are moisturizing and they had so many gorgeous colors that I was laughing. I could have bought like 10 of them, but I was resisting. I have plenty of lip products, so I thought to start out with, I would start with one sort of nude peach tone and another kind of deeper tone, and that one is on the bottom and it's described as a deep taupe. This is my full face. I thought I would go ahead and use this is the Dior Forever Perfect Fix, and this is a setting spray, and I thought I would go ahead and use it. I don't use this enough. I kind of put this in the drawer with all my Dior stuff and kind of forgot about it. So we're pulling that out. And I think what I will say, clearly I put on a little too much. I think that the sprayer on this is not super fine, unlike my Hydra Beauty Essence Mist. This one has such a fine kind of spray on it, whereas this one's a little bit clunkier, as I recall. So I think that's why I don't pull it out much. Definitely is going to give me a beautiful kind of glow on the skin. It will kind of set everything, but it just didn't have that kind of fine mist that I like from like my Chantecaille Rose Water, my Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and this one feels just a tad more sticky than my other favorites. So that's probably why I don't pick it out. But I remember picking this up because it kind of went along with all of the different Dior foundations. So I'm feeling like I look a little bit glowy right now. We'll hope this will tamp down. I can always add on a little bit of powder if I need to. For fragrance of the day, I ended up pulling out my Rouge Trafalgar, and I love to wear this kind of in the summer months. As I mentioned, we have a hot day out today. It's going to be 97 degrees, and I think this is the perfect fragrance for the day. So this is a sort of fruity musk fragrance. There's a bit of sharpness in it that really cuts through the heat that I really enjoy, but I tend to like to wear this when the weather is a little bit warmer. There is a little bit of citrus, like grapefruit in here, as well as mandarin orange, so I'm gonna get a little bit of that citrus burst, but then it's got a little bit of this fruity element to it. But again, it's got a teeny bit of sharpness, and then the base of this is musk and patchouli. So it dries down beautiful, kind of that comforting kind of musk. The patchouli in here is going to lean a little bit more on that cleaner kind of patchouli versus the earthy. So super well balanced. This is definitely one to smell if you like kind of fruity floral fragrances. It's an easy wear. So when the weather is hot, I tend to like to focus on those kind of easy to wear fragrances, nothing super heavy. This definitely has a little bit of oomph to this with the base. So don't want you to get this wrong. This is not one of these super light ethereal fragrances. This has got a little bit of a sharper opening, but the dry down on here is going to be a slightly musky, definitely more of that clean patchouli. Let's go ahead, we'll put some of this on. So the top notes in here are going to be raspberry, strawberry, cherry and mandarin orange. And this is definitely a fruitier fragrance. I don't always gravitate towards those, but this one was just calling my name. And when I did smell a sample of this, this was just something that I was attracted to as getting a little bit outside of my comfort zone, more of the fruity florals. Now, of course, I love musk patchouli fragrances, and it dries down to a really pretty musky patchouli base. And again, it's on the cleaner side of the patchouli. The middle notes here are black currant and grapefruit, and I definitely smell that grapefruit. And again, grapefruit can be super refreshing, a little bit tart. So if you think of super hot weather and you want something that can kind of cut through the heat but that you are still going to smell by the end of the day, I think you would really like Rouge Trafalgar. This does have a little bit of sparkliness to it. Again, it's kind of a great grab for the summer months, but again, this is not totally a light kind of fragrance. It definitely dries down a teeny bit warmer and heavier because it's got that musk and it's got that patchouli in it. Now, to really amp up the musk and a little extra layer of berries, I love to take my INITIO, and this is Musk Therapy, and I love to layer the two of these fragrances together because to me this is just a soft pillowy musk, so it's going to lighten this up just a bit, but this one has more berries in it and this one has blackberry in it, and the combination of these are just beautiful because this has got a sharpness to it. This one's going to have a little bit more of a soft, airy, kind of cloudy musk with a little bit of blackberry in it. So the combination of these fruits with this base just is a beautiful kind of combination. I love these together. They're beautiful on their own as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me, playing with some fun Dior makeup. Let me know if you have any of these Dior Stellar Shine lipsticks, what your thoughts are and what your favorite colors are. Definitely intrigued in picking up a few more of those. So I hope you guys have a great start to your week, and I'll be back with another video soon.